free. Cyberpunk, ladies and gentlemen, it's here again. CD Projekt Red has revealed that Cyberpunk 2077's return to the PlayStation Store is entirely down to format holder Sony, after the troubled sci-fi epic was removed from the storefront more than 3 months ago. Speaking in a Q&A with investors overnight, shareholders touched base on the game status in the PS Store, with CD Projekt Red stating that simply the ball is in Sony's court, whether it's going to return or not. Elsewhere, the studio revealed that if Sony does decide to put the game back on the PS Store, then it will likely encourage people on other formats to buy the game, resulting in the sales spike for CD Projekt Red. They also revealed that it's considered its plans to develop Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer component, although the native PS5 version of the game is still on track for later in 2021. Now, this is good news. This is good news. And even though it's bad news,
Hmm.
like the long stream of negative press that CD Projekt Red has received since the launching of a broken game that is Cyberpunk. It's the good thing is they've actually been in the press and like people are clicking on this. You know what I mean? So people are actually backing the fact that the game is it's broken to hell. Yeah, but if CD Projekt Red manages to smack it out the park, fix all their issues, and actually make like a decent solid game, they could have an evergreen title. It's like it could be another GTA. It started off really crap, but then eventually it just gather more and more momentum. And I hope that they do, because I've been playing the game and I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Despite the updates, obviously the patch that came out the other day has definitely helped. I mean, listeners will probably remember that one issue I had when I was on one of the levels where the driver. I kept jumping over to the driver's seat when I'm supposed to be the passenger in this scenario, and there is just no way of getting out of it when you respawn as the driver. It's like a major glitch, but that section has been repaired now, so I'm constantly in the passenger seat, which is nice.
Hmm.
So that was all right. And the legs, when you look at the legs, they're no longer doing the footworks and twisting all over the place like some crazy exorcist demon. But yeah, man, it looks like they're actually taking it a bit more seriously now. You
Dude,
know,
well, they have to because despite the fact that they did this, they did the investors call. They showed the roadmap, they showed the plans, they did the big 1.2 fix, but the share price plummeted again. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because people just don't. That's the problem. Like, doesn't matter how good you are, the moment you lose trust, you lose grace, and that's gone for them. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, this time next year, this time by the end of this generation, Cyberpunk will be evergreen, marquee GTA 5 like game. Like it'll have the same lore as The Witcher, right, in terms of esteem. But at the moment, the magnitude that you effed up that launch, reap what you sow. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You're suffering on the business side, and it just shows you how important the PlayStation version is. The game has fallen out of the top 10 in every major country with a
yeah.
video game market around the world. It is bombing at the moment, you know what I mean? But it's still sold a huge amount and it will resell a huge amount. The moment that game launches on Xbox Series X and PS5 as a native version, you'll see an explosion, And
Yeah,
there has been reports that PC gamers are saying, some PC gamers are saying the 1.2 patch has broke it. PS5 gamers, some saying it's broken other things in the game even worse. Some people are driving around the town and there's nobody there. And it's just like it's an empty town, and I'm just like, wow. And it got me thinking, like,
that happens. That does happen. Yeah,
I just thought to myself, if the greed wasn't there, right?
yeah,
The only reason they could have put the game back, but they promised shareholders, so they would have had to pay a fine, which just meant a little less money for a few less millions to them. But like,
mm,
I just thought if you'd waited a year,
yeah,
2 years,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, this game would have launched to Red Dead Redemption 2 levels of praise. Like
yeah,
CDPR would have solidified themselves as Rockstar levels. You know what I mean? Like to the level. I mean, Rockstar as a studio was given a BAFTA fellowship, right? That's how
mm,
big they are. I mean, you only get that as a person. The fact that the whole Rockstar studio got a BAFTA
yeah,
fellowship tells you just how good they are. And I feel if CDPR released, if they waited and then say they released at the end of this year, right? Their stock
yeah,
price would have gone so high, like
yeah,
because of the praise, the critical, the commercial success, which is guaranteed either way. You know, when it hits PS5, Xbox Series X, it's going to sell another 10 million. I'll be one of them. You know what I mean? But it's again, I'm not surprised that it's like, despite the good news that they're doing, that the share price is still tanking, because that's what happens when you F up on that magnitude. Do you know what I mean? But I can't wait for the game out. Seriously, I really am excited to play. I just watch YouTube videos of like glitches and stuff, and they're fucking hilarious. But I just look at it and I think I really want to get into this world, but I want to wait until it's fixed and I get the PS5 version, so I'm waiting. But it's hilarious. You know what I mean? It's just a funny story.
I can't help thinking of the pandemic. Obviously had like a major impact in the decisions to release it earlier. With everything, the whole industry shutting down, I think they just panicked. They just think, oh damn, we probably won't even be here next year. Let's just get it out there. And obviously, it wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be. Vaccines out there now, things are turning up, and obviously now they're facing the consequences of their actions. But good thing, you know what I mean? They're actually making improvements. So yeah, man. It is the meme. It's the meme of the year. But yeah, let's just get on to the next one anyway. In fact, what I will say though, the visuals on this game are still freaking next gen. They are absolutely amazing. I've been playing it on the Stadia version, and that one is just, oh geez, ray tracing the lot. It looks freaking great. So
Excellent.
come on, CD Projekt Red. All right, then, number 4.